In the middle of 1966, the Vietnam War was raging fiercely, especially in the north. The U.S. military escalated bombing campaigns, causing immense suffering for the Vietnamese people. One of the areas devastated was Quang Binh, where U.S. bombs fell like a torrential rain. The people of Sun Tract village, having taken shelter in bunkers to avoid the bombs, had not yet calmed down when suddenly an American pilot fell from the sky. He had parachuted out of his plane after it was shot down and landed in Phong Nha Forest, severely injured in his legs. The fall of the American pilot led the Vietnamese militia to decide to hunt him down and capture him. However, at that moment, deep hatred toward the enemy, who had caused so much pain to the homeland, clashed with an important task: saving the enemy, following the humanitarian principles that the Vietnamese military and civilians always upheld. This story reflects the noble spirit and compassion of the Vietnamese people during a time of intense hatred in wartime. Despite the hatred toward the enemy that caused so much destruction to the homeland, Nurse Nguyen Thi Lun, when tasked with saving the American pilot, faced a difficult decision. Having only completed basic first aid training, this was her first time applying her skills in a real-life situation. Seeing the destruction of homes and fields caused by American bombs, she felt a deep anger. However, in that emotional moment, she composed herself and decided to prioritize the responsibility of saving a life over her hatred. Even though the American pilot was the one who had caused devastation to her homeland, she did not abandon him and carried out the task of saving him. Lun quickly approached the pilot, who was bound and exhausted from blood loss. She gently cleaned his wound, disinfected it, and carefully bandaged it, even though medicine was scarce at the time. She injected him with a painkiller and administered a boost of medicine to prevent shock due to blood loss. Her dedication and humanity caused the pilot, although confused and in pain, to gradually calm down and cooperate for her to dress the wound. This moment became a living proof of the humanitarian spirit of the Vietnamese people during the war, where hatred could not overshadow the values of kindness. When Nguyen Thi Lun approached the American pilot, the atmosphere around them was filled with tension. The pilot, though bound and weakened from blood loss, still looked at her with confusion and pain. Luan, with gentle hands and determination, began the work of healing. She cleaned the wound on his knee, used alcohol to disinfect it, even though medicine was extremely scarce during the war. Luan had no hesitation in injecting him with a painkiller and a medicine to prevent shock from blood loss. Although her emotions were complex, filled with anger over the destruction caused by the U.S. military, as well as the professional responsibility and humanitarian tradition of her people, she persisted in carrying out her task. She did not let her personal feelings interfere, but prioritized the life of a human being over hatred. Lun continued to bandage the pilot with patience and care. The pilot's gaze, once full of fear, gradually shifted to cooperation, as he realized he was being treated, not beaten or tortured as he had feared. This scene was not just an emotional moment, but also reflected a profound message about humanity in the context of war. The American pilot, despite being the enemy, was treated with kindness, in line with the Vietnamese humanitarian tradition. The photo capturing Nguyen treating the pilot later became a powerful symbol of humanity and the resilience of the Vietnamese people during the war. The image of Nguyen Thi Lun diligently treating the American pilot became a strong symbol of humanity amidst the brutal context of the war. A journalist from the Vietnam News Agency, present at the scene, quickly captured that moment. The photograph of Lun bandaging the pilot's wound, with a militia member standing guard with a rifle in the background, became a prominent image in both Vietnamese and international media. This was not just an image of healing, but also a testament to Vietnam's adherence to humanitarian principles during war. This photo was recognized as one of the most beautiful and humane images throughout the resistance against the U.S. It depicted a Vietnamese woman, amid the devastating war, who could still treat an American prisoner of war with humanity, reflecting the dignity of the nation and sending a strong message of compassion and forgiveness. It moved the hearts of many people, both within the country and abroad. The photo was widely published in international newspapers and magazines, becoming proof of the kind treatment the Vietnamese people showed to prisoners of war. It not only helped the Vietnamese people assert their dignity, but also made the world change its perception of the country. This image was not just a moment in history, but also a message about humanity, unity, and reconciliation between nations, overcoming hatred to aim for a peaceful future. After the photo of Nguyen Thi Lun treating the American pilot was published, it spread widely, both within the country and internationally. The pilot's family, Lieutenant Colonel Weir New Group in Washington, saw the image of him being captured but still treated with care. This photo brought hope to the pilot's wife and children, showing them that he was treated humanely and had a chance to return home. Although he died in 1966 from injuries sustained in the plane crash, the pilot's family never forgot the person who saved his life. In 2006, the pilot's grandson, a tall young man, visited Phong Nha village, where Lun lived, to thank the Vietnamese woman who had saved his grandfather. He brought a message of gratitude from the pilot's family, saying they were deeply thankful for the help he received in his final moments. The meeting between the pilot's grandson and Lun was full of emotion. He hugged her tightly and thanked her through tears. Lun, now over 70 years old, could not hold back her own tears when This was a moment of reconciliation between the war's past and humanity, when hatred had receded, replaced by appreciation and forgiveness. The gratitude from the pilot's family was not only a personal thank you, but also a testament to the fact that people can overcome the barriers of war and conflict to come together through compassion and forgiveness. The story of Nurse Nguyen Thi Lun and the American pilot is not just a testament to humanity, but also carries a profound message about reconciliation and forgiveness. From the wounds of war, the Vietnamese people showed noble spirit by treating the enemy according to humanitarian principles, saving and protecting their lives. The image of Lun bandaging the American pilot's wounds became a symbol of human compassion rising above hatred, affirming that even in the darkest circumstances, humanity can shine. The thanks from the pilot's family and the emotional meeting between Lun and the pilot's grandson was a clear message. In the painful past, people can find forgiveness and reconciliation. This story is not only a lesson in forgiveness during war, but also a powerful message for the modern world that reconciliation is the only path to overcome hatred and build a peaceful future. We can learn from Lun's spirit that only when we place humanity above all else, when hatred no longer has a place, can we truly achieve peace and unity. This story, though more than half a century old, continues to inspire all of us in building a better world.